Hey, Tina here. Today's practice is inspired by my friend Meredith. She approached me with a question regarding how her neck was feeling. She was having some pain and she was pinpointing it to possibly how she was doing low cobra. So if you're ever having any neck tension, this class is definitely going to be good for you. And I'm just going to throw out some options on how to be a little kinder to your neck. And Meredith is a podcaster here in Pensacola. She has the podcast Meredith for Real. So thanks, Meredith, and for being my inspiration for today. Also, if you have a blanket, I should have said this first, or pillow, bolster, anything, go ahead and set it underneath your seat. Set it on your mat. And then come to a comfortable seat. And just sit up nice and tall. Let your eyes close. Begin to let your body breathe. On your next exhale, lower your chin to your chest. Bring your hands behind the base of your skull. And then release your hands, reach them next to your hips. Roll your right ear over to your right shoulder. Chin back to center. And then left ear to left shoulder. Chin to center. Right ear to right shoulder. This time, take your right hand to the left side of your head. And then release chin to chest. Same thing to the other side. Chin to chest. Sit up, reach up. Right hand behind your right hip, left hand to right knee. Turn your chin over towards your right shoulder. And you can take a little tilt here, bringing your right ear closer to your shoulder. Bring a little stretch to the left side of your neck. On your next inhale, carefully release back to center, reach up, and we'll take it over to the left. So chin turns over towards the left. You can also add in a little tilt here. And then reach back up to center. As you breathe in, slowly fold forward as you breathe out. Inhale your hands to your shins, sit up, and then switch the way that your legs are crossed. So bring the opposite leg in front. And then we're just gonna round the back here like in cat pose, bringing your chin to your chest. And now roll yourself over to the right in a circle. 2 more times. then we'll switch to the left 3 times. And then sit up tall in the center, bringing your fingers to interlace. Press your palms forward, and then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Just keep your gaze soft and center, or your eyes closed. And then release your hands and let yourself fold forward here. On your next inhale, come to tabletop pose. Shoulders are stacked right over your wrists, and hips are stacked right over your knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide and really press all of the points of your hands into your mat. On an inhale, lower your belly. Lift your head and your tailbone. And if you're honoring your neck here and being kind to your neck here, don't lift up. Don't feel like you need to lift up and really look up. Just keep your gaze centered. And then as you exhale, you round into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Keep going. One more of each. And then come to your flat back tabletop pose. Take your right foot back behind you and just press your toes into the mat. Now lift your right leg up and reach your left arm forward. Balancing here for 3 breaths. So 2 more. And you can stay here for just a few more breaths or bend your back knee. Reach your left hand and grab a hold of your right foot. Then press your right foot into your hand. You can turn your gaze over towards your left. Release back to center. And then lower yourself down into child's pose. Knees can go wide or stay close together. Now walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. And then walk your hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. And then come back to center. Inhale to bring your weight forward, coming back into your tabletop pose. We'll press the left toes back and just stretch that left heel back here to start. Now lift your left leg up, flex your left foot, and then reach your right arm forward, balancing here for 3 breaths. Stay here for a few more, or bend that knee and kick your foot into your hand, your gaze can go over towards your right side. And release. Back into child's pose. Try something different this time. So if you had your knees wide the first time, keep them together or vice versa. You can also just let your arms rest down by your feet. And then walk your hands back forward, shifting forward to a modified plank pose. So you can walk your knees back a little bit more than where they were in table. Still spreading those fingers nice and wide. Press into your mat as you inhale. And then bend your elbows, lower your chin and chest down as you exhale. Then release your belly down. Hands are underneath your shoulders, tops of the feet on the mat. Now we're going to come into that low cobra pose. So, on an inhale, lift your chest away from your mat. Keep your gaze forward. So what we'll often see in yoga classes is people really reaching up. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you're having neck pain or tension, keep a gaze just straight down here so your neck is a little bit more relaxed. And then slowly release. Press yourself back up onto your knees. And then we're going to curl under the toes, hips lift to the ceiling or the sky, whatever's above you. For downward facing dog, walk it out. You can kind of move your head side to side here as you bend your knees one at a time. You can take your feet a little bit wider. And then from here, soften both of your knees and then walk your hands back to meet your feet. You're going to end up at the back of your mat in a forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows and sway gently side to side. Finding any movements in your head that feel good. So you can shake it yes, shake it no. And then release your fingertips to your toes. If you had your feet a little wider, bring them to about hip distance. 2 fists can most likely fit in between your feet. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lift yourself up. Head should be the last thing to come up. Then just reach your arms up. Don't bring your gaze up here. Palms come to meet, down at your heart. Mountain pose. Now bend your knees, reach your arms out, and bring your hands right behind your ears, at the base of your skull. I'm going to turn. So you're going to lean over to the right, and then come back to center. Lean over to the left, back to center. Lift your chest up, just your chest, not so much your gaze. And then from here, bend your knees and bring your chest down, chin down, head down, until you're back in your forward fold. Walk your hands forward. Finding the knees for modified plank. Take a breath in to prepare, and then lower down. Your chin and your chest come to the mat first, then the belly. Let your inhale lift you up into a low cobra. And then release and press yourself back up to the knees first. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands, and feet come about mat distance. So the feet are on the outsides of your mat. Now take your right hand to the left leg. It can be up here on the shin or as low as your ankle. And just take your gaze over to your left. Back to center. Other side. Back to center. Walk your feet back into down dog, about hip distance apart. Now lift up onto your toes and bend your knees and look forward. This time you're going to walk your feet to your hands and forward fold at the top of your mat. Now press into your shins, lift up halfway. Hold here, bring your hands behind your head, right at the base of your skull, and press your head into your hands. Soften your knees. Now bend your knees even more as you sit your hips back for chair pose. Your chest lifts up. You're still supporting your head with your hands. Take one breath in here, and then fold. Release your hands onto your mat. Bend your knees and walk back to high plank. You can always lower down onto the knees, but if you're ready for a high plank here, stay on your toes. Inhale to prepare to lower down. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down. Chaturanga. All the way down. When you inhale, lift up, cobra pose. And I want you to pull your hands back. Elbows hug in. Release and press yourself up to downward facing dog. Lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees and look forward. Walk to the front of your mat and fold. Hands come right behind your ears to the base of your skull. On an inhale, lift yourself up flat back. And then as you exhale, sit back into your invisible chair. One inhale. Then fold as you exhale. Bend your knees, hands come down, walk back, high plank. Breathe in and lower down. Lift up and press back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up here. And then bend your right knee, drape it over towards the left. You can rotate your ankle or hip. And then square yourself back to center, look forward, and step your foot wherever you can reach it. Then walk your hands back to frame your foot. Lower the back heel so your toes are at about a 45-degree angle. And then slowly walk yourself up into Warrior One. But for Warrior One, take your hands to the base of your skull. elbows out wide. And from here, you're going to turn left, back to center, turn right, back to center, left, center, right, center, hold. Now bring your elbows in towards each other. Reach your arms straight up, and then reach your arms forward, hovering your chest over your right leg. And then release your hands all the way down. Come back up onto your left toes. We'll meet in plank on the knees or toes, lower down. If you're ready for up dog, turn the tops of the feet onto your mat and lift your chest. Knees lift as well. But same thing here, just keep your gaze straight down ahead of you rather than feeling like you need to look way up. And then we'll meet back in down dog, or take a child's pose if you need a rest. Left leg goes up, bend and open, and move in any way that feels right. And then square it back to center, look forward, step to where you can, then walk your hands back to frame your left foot. Lower your right heel, your right foot is at an angle, and then slowly lift yourself up for warrior one, but remember to bring your hands back to support your neck. Now turn to your right, center, turn left. It's just going to be a little turn here. Center, right, back to center, and left. Back to center. Bring your elbows in towards each other. Now reach your arms up and forward. Hold and hover here. And then release your hands down. High plank to low. Lift up. Down dog. Lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees and look forward. Walk to the space between your hands and fold. Press into your shins, halfway lift. Chair pose, hands can come to the base of your skull, or, of course, you can reach them up. If you have your arms reaching up, bring them to prayer or behind your head. Turn right, center, left, center. One more time, right, then left. Now fold. Bend your knees, walk back to high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Lift up. And press back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Bend it and open for just an inhale. Now square back to forward, center, and step forward as you exhale. Lower your back knee, arms reach up, warrior one. Back heel, sorry, not back knee. And then open up for warrior two. So now your back toes are going to be pointing towards the left side of your mat. Arms reach away from each other. Or bring your hands back behind the base of your skull. Now you're going to bring your right elbow down just towards your right knee. And then back to center. Now bring your left elbow down to the left, back to center. Okay, from here we're going to come into side angle. So right elbow comes onto the right thigh. And again, if you are taking care of your neck today, keep your hand here, the left hand here, and support your neck. And again, I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but oftentimes we'll see this in a yoga class and people just are reaching up and it's beautiful and everything. But if you're taking care of your neck, stay here. One more breath in. And then slowly, still supporting your neck here, you're going to lower your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Left heel pops up off the mat. And then release your left hand down and reach your right arm up. Or bring your right hand to the back of your head and support here, rather than reaching your arm up. One more inhale wherever you are. And then as you exhale, make your way to high plank. Lower down. Lift up. Press back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes up. Bend and open for just an inhale. Now square back to center, step forward. Lower the back heel, reach up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Adjust that back foot. Arms reach away from each other. Now bring your hands to the base of your skull. Lower the left elbow, and then lift back up, lower the right, lift back up, lower left, then right, and now come into that side angle pose. So again, your right fingertips can reach up, or you can bring your hand here and support your neck by pressing your head into your hand. Now start to bring your right elbow down. Lower the left hand down, come up onto your right foot, right toes. And then place your right hand down on your mat. Left arm can go up or support your head. Release to either high plank, chaturanga, or you can just go to down dog or child's pose. Let's all take a rest in child's pose for a moment. Catch your breath. Grab some water if you need it. And when you're ready, come back into downward facing dog. Lift up onto your toes and bend your knees. Look forward. Maybe try a few little hops to the front of your mat before you fold. And then press into your shins, lift up halfway. Chair pose, sit back. option to bring your hands to the base of your skull. Now turn over to your right, back to center, turn left, back to center. One more time, right then left. Center for one more inhale. Fold as you exhale. Step your right foot back, left foot back. Now bring your right knee in, left knee in. You're in high plank. Right knee, left knee to chest. Right, left, hold. Right leg lifts. Now press your right leg up towards the ceiling or sky, whatever's above you. Bend your right knee, bring your knee into your chest. And then press it back. 2 more times just like that, knee to chest. Last one. Now bring your knee in towards your right wrist. You're going to lower your right knee down. The right foot comes behind the left hand. And then walk your left leg back, preparing for pigeon pose. You can do this on your back, bringing your right ankle on top of your left thigh and then just hugging your left thigh in. If you're in pigeon here, you can walk your hands down, arms down, maybe your chest down. Bring your hands to your neck and give yourself a little massage. Since going to a masseuse right now isn't an option, why not treat yourself? During your yoga practice. Your next inhale, slowly lift yourself up. And then we're going to curl under the left toes to press your right leg back. And it can feel good to lift your right leg up after a pigeon pose and bend it. And then square back to center. Inhale to high plank. One more time, lower down however you'd like. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Lift up and press back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes up, knee to chest. Press it back. 2 more. Okay, on this one, hover your knee over the mat and then bring your left knee behind your left wrist. Left foot comes towards the right side of your mat. Again, this can be done on your back. You'll bring your left elbow on the top of your right thigh this time. And then hug your right thigh in. If you're ready for a deeper pigeon, start to lower yourself down. You can also grab your blanket or pillow if you had one. And give yourself any massage, any space that needs it. And just sit here and breathe. On your next inhale, begin to lift yourself out of the pose, nice and easy. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Left leg can go high, bend it. Any movements that feel good after that pigeon. And then lift up onto your toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to fold. Hands come behind your head and slowly lift yourself all the way up. Once your head is centered, bring your elbows out wide, press your head into your hands, and then bring your elbows towards each other. Open them back out and close them back up. One more time, open, close, open, and fold. Release your hands, and if you have your blanket or pillow close by, you're going to bring your knees down one at a time onto your pillow or your blanket. If you don't have either of those items, you can also just fold up your mat and make it a little more cushiony. For our little back bend here, camel pose. So come up onto your toes and press your hands into your low back. Nice and easy. Press your hips forward as your chest lifts up. And, what we'll often see in a yoga class is people really reaching, looking up as high as they can. If you're taking care of your neck today, be gentle here and just keep your gaze at about like it's not straight ahead, but up a little bit at an angle, about 45 degrees. You can also reach one arm up and back for your heel. You can also reach your other arm up. You can do one arm at a time, or try both. One more inhale. And make your way to child's pose as you exhale. Sit up onto your knees and then lower your hips down so you can swing your legs around. We're going to come into you can also come onto your blanket for a wide stretch here with the legs. Now reach your right arm over towards your right foot. The left arm is going to go up towards your left ear. You can also support your head with your hand. Now sit back up center. Pull your right foot into your left thigh. Right hand is going to come next to your right hip. And then you're going to lift up onto your right knee. Left arm reaches past your left ear. And lower back down. Extend your right leg out. Reach your left hand towards your left foot. Right arm reaches up, or take your right hand behind your head. Sit up. up tall. Pull your left foot into your right thigh. Left hand lowers down beside your left hip, and then come up onto your left knee. Right arm reaches past your right ear. Have a seat. Bottoms of the feet come together. Knees wide. You want to have at least 1 foot of space here between your heels and your hips, or even more. And then just let yourself fold over your legs. You can take a hold of your toes, the ankles. And then sit up tall. Cross your legs. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. And keep moving. Stretching your neck out. Nice and easy. And then when you come back to center, sit up. I'm going to invite you to lay on your bolster, blanket, whatever you have, with it on your spine. And then I'm going to leave you there for a little Shavasana. Thank you for practicing yoga with me today. I hope that your neck feels a little better than maybe it did before you started. Until next time, namaste.